Yorkshire opened up their Friends Life T20 campaign with a nerve-shredding 2-wicket defeat with only 3 balls remaining in a low-scoring contest at Headingley Carnegie. Put in, the Vikings lost their captain Andrew Gale to the 8th ball as he edged a wide delivery from Albie Morkel into the hands of Wes Durston. It was not the ideal start of the competition to lose such an informed player, but Dan Hodgson soon gave the home crowd something to cheer about by depositing Tim Groeneval for 2 fours and this 6 in the 3rd over, which cost 14 runs. Morkel, though, struck for a second time in his 2nd over. Adam Lyth slightly beaten for pace and bounce, with keeper Tom Poynton avoiding a clash with the bowler to take the catch. Then, in the same over, Hodgson set off for a run, only to be sent back and beaten by Dan Redfern's direct hit, which left Yorkshire on 27 for 3 after 4 overs. Johnny Bairstow, a man who's hardly been out in the middle at all in the last few weeks, was the next to go, top-edging a drag off Mark Footitt to Groenewald at long leg. Bairstow was gone for 12, and he was soon followed by Adil Rashid as the home side struggled to really kick-start their innings. Rashid had made only 4 when he nicked Footitt behind. So at the halfway stage of the innings, the Vikings had made 54 for 5, but they still had Gary Ballance in, and he's a man who really has made a name for himself as a big hitter in recent seasons. His innings was a crucial one for his team on a pitch where nailing the big shot was not always that easy, as plenty of batsmen were to find out. Ballance and Rich Pyra added 28 in 5 overs to sum that up, and then with a total on 82 with 5 overs to go, the latter was bowled by the former Yorkshire spinner David Wainwright. Liam Plunkett had not got going when he was run out by Wayne Madsen, the batsman perhaps just a fraction slow out of the blocks. So Derbyshire were on top, with the 100 not arriving for the home side until the 18th over, Ballance helping his side get there with a well-executed sweep for 6 off Redfern. To set a really challenging total, Yorkshire needed Ballance there until the end, but with 14 balls of the innings left, he sliced Footitt out to Redfern to depart for a runner ball 44. That innings had kept Yorkshire in this game, and Azim Rafiq and Ryan Sidebottom added 14 more at the end to take their side to 119 for 8 from their 20 overs, a score that Derbyshire would have fancied chasing down. Needing only 6 and over, the Falcons knew that if they kept their wickets intact, they had every chance of starting off this competition with a win. And for a while it looked as if they would cruise home, as Durston and, in particular, Chesney Hughes, who scored a double 100 in the championship match on this ground not so long ago, got their side off to a perfect start. Hughes launched into Jack Brooks, whose first over cost 15 runs, including this powerfully struck flat 6. Things slowed down after that thanks to some tidy bowling, and then Pyra broke through at the end of the 7th over by having Durston held off the edge by Azim Rafiq. But 40 runs were already on the board, and a further 16 were added to that in quick time before Shivnarine Chanderpaul nicked Pyra behind to Bairstow. The game began to turn then due to a dramatic spell in which Derbyshire lost 5 wickets for 8 runs in 17 balls, with Brooks on fire. He got the big wicket of Hughes, who dragged on 36. Madsen followed in the same over with a regulation nick behind, which left Derbyshire on 65 for 4 at the halfway stage. 2 in 5 balls for Brooks became 3 in 6 when he then began his next over by having Redfern caught in the gully by Azim Rafiq. Then, would you believe it, Brooks struck again for his 4th success in only 9 deliveries as Poynton turned him out to Hodgson. Now we had a real game on. Even more so when the collapse continued in the next over with a big hitting Morkel failing to clear the rope and finding Lyth. It was a wicket which Azim Rafiq was certainly pleased with, as it left the visitors struggling on 70 for 7 with 8 overs left. So Yorkshire were now the favourites, but John Clare's innings was to prove vital. After Brooks finished off his spell with figures of 4 for 21 in spite of his first over going for 15, Clare got moving with this maximum off Azim Rafiq, who then took his side to the brink of victory by trapping Wainwright in front for 7, which left Derbyshire with 28 to get off the last 18 balls with only 2 wickets left. Clare kept his composure, however. He and Groeneval took 10 off the 18th over bowled by Plunkett, and another 12 off the penultimate one as Sidebottom was unable to deliver exactly what he would have wanted. And that left 6 to get off the last 6 balls, and after 2 singles were hit off the first 2, Claire squirmed a Plunkett full toss to third man to set up the kind of celebration you would expect from a side winning the whole competition. Claire had seen his side home with 35 off 29 balls, and that innings proved to be the difference between the two sides. As a spectacle, it was an excellent way to start the campaign, even if the result went against Yorkshire. Just. They now head to Scarborough for their next contest on Sunday against Durham, who also started their T20 campaign off with a loss.